So we're going to show you how to distinguish a Canada lynx from a bobcat using a few characters on the skull. So they're both in the genus Lynx. Now here in Wisconsin, the bobcat is going to be more common, but you might get the occasional lynx, and because it's so rare, if you did find a skull, you'd want to be able to figure out how to distinguish it. So the two characters that we're going to use, the first one is the Presphenoid. Okay. Now on the bobcat, the Presphenoid is really straight. Okay, so here's the occipital, the basisphenoid, and then the presphenoid bone here, and it's really quite straight. So let me get this out of the way just to kind of show you the presphenoid bone here is what I mean by straight compared to the other one. When we look at the Canada lynx, that same presphenoid bone has what's called wings, and so here again is your occipital, your basisphenoid. The presphenoid is kind of wider and it has these wings. Okay, and so that's the presphenoid of a Canada lynx. The other thing that we look at with the two cats is the jugular foramen and the hypoglossal foramen. And the hypoglossal foramen, this is the hypoglossal nerve, so it's one of the cranial nerves. And if I look right down the foramen magnum, so I'm just kind of looking at this animal in ventral view from behind, I can see both the jugular foramen and the hypoglossal foramen without tipping the skull at all. So it's just like I can see everything right here. Foramen magnum, the hypoglossal, and the jugular. Now if I take the bobcat, that is not the case. If I take the bobcat and look at this, here's the foramen magnum, here is the jugular foramen, but now the hypoglossal foramen is hidden, and for me to see it, I'd have to tip the skull up, and then I can see it. Now I can see it. But when it's lying flat, it's covered by this process. This is called a paroccipital process. It's kind of hugging the back of the auditory bulla in this case. And so that process on the occipital bone is obscuring my view of the hypoglossal foramen. And that is true on bobcat, but it is not true on lynx. GoPro, stop recording.